Well, obviously they're both amazing artists. You can't knock Monet and the beauty that he captured, and the way he captured the ability to live in the moment visually, just as a perceptual experience. But that said, I think I've always had a stronger affinity with Manet. I was with the artist Maria Tiza Potrich. We did a project here called The School of the Forest. I was driving her through the Everglades, and we're driving really through the middle of nowhere. And in the distance, we see an enormous inflatable dinosaur, like a big T-Rex. And we're like, what is that? So we hiked out there to explore, and it was another artist who was doing a project. She was making a bit of video art with this huge prop. But it was a very windy day, so she was having a really hard time with this thing, and she obviously needed help. So the next thing you know, Maria Tiza and I were helping Reed, this artist, create this video, holding this thing down with all our might against the wind. She's at that stage where, she's kind of embarrassed by everything that her father does. So, but no, she, I think, secretly is very, very proud of the role that I play within this museum, and she relates very strongly to this mission to bring art into people's lives. I'm going to try not to take that question personally, because I'm someone who uses footnotes quite a bit. And I can sort of see how they can become overwhelming. As a matter of fact, I once wrote an essay that was a satire that was more footnotes than it was actual essay. To me, there's no such thing as too many footnotes. It also has a very important function of keeping the author honest, right? Footnotes are my friends. Well, I started my career actually with the intention of becoming a scientist, and I specifically got very interested in perception studies, which is kind of a branch of cognitive psychology. And within that specifically, I was really interested in vision and how the brain and the eye work together to give us a picture of the world. And in the process, I kept coming across some really interesting texts having to do with art. Next thing I knew, I was going down that whole path, and I realized that many of the questions, the more philosophical questions that I was interested in and that I was searching answers for through science, were being pursued in a way that was more direct and more compelling through art. It has a nice weight to it, I have to say. Of course, you're very welcome.